Hi everyone, Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and today is Monday, which means we are live on Bowdabra. So each and every Monday at 7 Eastern, we are here designing lots of bows. So I actually just got the Bowdabra ribbon collection for fall in stock right now, and it comes with a lot of goodies. So I haven't used these yet, they just came in yesterday. I haven't even opened them, I just took them out of the box. This one I saw and it really caught, my eyes, so this is a really pretty ribbon. So what I thought we would do first is we will go ahead and open all of them and just kind of, feel the texture, see, how thick they are, and go from there. So, first and foremost, if you guys would like to win a free ribbon, all you have to do is just comment down below. Bowdabra will choose a lucky winner in the final 5 minutes or so. Another few key points, too, is that you guys can purchase your kits, your ribbons, and all of that good stuff, your wires from Bowdabra.com. Use our affiliate link down below. It's in the comment section. Here is the wire. Bella's behind the camera tonight, so be sure to say hi to Belle.
Hi, everyone. How you doing?
So it's a 100-yard spool, and if you're new to this wire, it is very, very thin. It's not a thick gauge wire by any means. But the coating it has on the outside really makes it very, very strong. So it's very kind of, insignificant. You can't see it, which is definitely something we look for when designing bows, because what's the point of having a beautiful bow if, you have this big clunky thing in the middle? So we're going to use that. Here we have our large Bowdabra, as well as our mini Bowdabra. And a quick heads up, too, is if you are interested in receiving alerts, text alerts whenever we go live, be sure to text me at 978-396-9150. And if you didn't catch it that time, we'll say it throughout the video. But Alex is upstairs. She's actually sending out texts to all of our, members a part of that. And if you did receive your text, let me know. And that way you don't miss out. Even though it's the same time each week, if you're like me, you forget. So we also send texts whenever we go live or have any other exciting news as well. So without further ado, I'm going to place a wire to start off with, and then we'll open the ribbons up. But that's because I don't want to forget, and I seem to forget to add my wire.
Hi, Sharon, Pamela, Bobby. How y'all doing tonight?
How is everyone doing?
Maria would love to win. Pamela would love to win. Yeah, just comment down below and win a free roll of ribbon.
Yeah, we'll let you know who the winner is later on. So, very pretty ribbon, but let's open them all up. I'm excited to see the quality. So this is a burlap ribbon, and for a patriotic collection that they did a while back, this ribbon came in red, beige, and blue, and it was a great quality ribbon. So it looks like in this kit, we get an orange one and a green one. And like I said, you can order your kits through the link down below. And also, you guys, another update, we will have a Bowdabra tutorial on Nick's Seasonal Decor, in the next, week or so. We are doing a fall collection, tutorial-wise, using our Bowdabra. So if you like kind of high-quality videos, fast forward, really up close and personal, that definitely is the tutorial for you. So we're going to have that posted on my page in the next week or so. We just have a couple more bows to make. And we are still here in my shop, so my basement studio, but we are transitioning. We still have a little bit more progress before I want to fully move in to my new studio upstairs above the warehouse, but that's just an update for those of you that are probably like, you said you weren't going to film here. I know. This week has just been crazy, and I want to thank you all so much for placing orders on Nick's Seasonal Decor. Dad and Yaya have been boxing like crazy, and we just appreciate all of your support. So, look at the quality of these. Isn't that a beautiful ribbon?
I love that ribbon.
So it has, this kit comes with the orange and the green. Let's open this. This is a 50-yard spool, I believe. Yes, 50 yards. Those are 10 yards.
Bobby loves her Bowdabra. Vicky loves her Bowdabra. That's awesome to hear, guys.
Yeah. And also, too, you guys, don't forget that both me and Bowdabra have a group that you guys can join. Our group is Nick's Seasonal Decor Crafting Community, and then there's the Bowdabra Fan Gallery, both of which have tons of designers out there that use the Bowdabra for all sorts of projects. So if you want to be inspired and kind of see different, ways of using your Bowdabra, definitely join those two groups, and Bowdabra will share the link down below. So here's the 50-yard spool.
I love that
Isn't
one.
that pretty?
Wow. Yeah.
This is really pretty, this one. Can't wait to use these tonight, you guys. So then I showed you guys this yellow one already. This one I believe is 7/8 inch, maybe? 7/8 inch, yep, by 10 yards. It is wired, but it is a little bit, kind of curly. I don't know how to describe that. So you just run your fingers through it, get any of those creases out. I think this would be a good accent to a to a bow, so using this with another ribbon, but maybe we'll just use it all on its own tonight, see how that turns out. So this, I believe, is the only non-wired ribbon, just from the way it's shaped here in the collection. And although I don't recommend using non-wired ribbon for, you know, wreaths that you sell, for those of you that do sell, it is a great use for, you know, fresh floral designs. Being a florist myself, I love using non-wired ribbon as opposed to wired. You'll very rarely see me use wired in our fresh design. So this would be the perfect, you know, ribbon for, you know, a carved out pumpkin that you place fresh flowers in, or, you know, a fresh greenery wreath, or fresh harvest wreath with fresh fruit. There's so many different ways to make wreaths and designs, you guys. Don't just think in the artificial terms. You can just go out in your yard, cut a bunch of branches with leaves that are changing color, and make something beautiful. So here we have a sheer ribbon with these fall leaves on that. Look at that.
That one's beautiful. Wow.
Isn't that pretty?
I like that one a lot.
Very pretty. Okay, moving on. We have three more 50-yard spools. So we're going to break down this one. You guys probably know already, this is my favorite width for a wired ribbon. I love 1.5-inch wired ribbon. It just seems to hold up great. So we're going to use this one definitely today. But let me know what your favorite size is, whether it be 1.5-inch, 2.5-inch, 4-inch, 6-inch, 7/8 inch, whatever size. Let's see. Can you guys see that okay?
Yeah. Wow, all these ribbons are beautiful. Comment which one's your favorite.
Yeah, let us know what your favorite is. So this one's very similar, but it's also different. So, you know, if you want a slightly more orangey ribbon, there's this 50-yard spool. Very pretty.
Hi, Bella. Hi, Maria. How are you doing tonight?
Hi, Maria. And our final roll of ribbon. So 2.5-inch by 50-yard again. So it looks like you get 2, 4, 5 50 yards. This one is 10 yards. And then you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 yards. And then is this one 50? This one's 50 as well.
I gotta say, that one's my favorite with the leaves.
The sheer one?
Yeah.
I like the sheer too. So let's cut off this plastic and get started on making bows. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. And, you know, a share is always appreciated as well. My main goal with these tutorials is to hopefully inspire you to make bows and teach you the art of bow making. I know a lot of people struggle with it, and I'm here to help. So any questions, Bella will be sure to ask, and we'll definitely get those taken care of. So we're going to start with both of these ribbons. And we're going to do a funky bow right off the bat. So how many of you guys received your text? Anybody received their text?
Yeah, a lot of people received them.
A lot of people received their text? Awesome. So on this bow, 1 second, Bella, we'll create about 3-inch loops and tails about 6 to 8 inch. This is my standard funky bow.
Yeah, Carol says the sheer one is gorgeous. It is.
It is very pretty, yep.
Thank you for the share, Melody. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Melody.
Almost 300 people watching tonight. That's awesome.
Thank you, guys. So who wants a tour of the new place? We've been doing a warehouse tour. For those of you guys that don't know, we have started selling our own supplies, which is incredible. And we're just so excited to be able to offer you, you know, flowers, greenery, signs, unique ribbons, and, you know, picks and sprays and all of that good stuff. So I'm just excited. But our studio, you know, that is something I really want to do a nice reveal for, because that's where you guys are going to see me 99% of the time. Right, Belle?
Yep, can't wait.
Bella's been there a few times. We got to get her over there a lot more often. Alex, Dad, and Yaya have been there every day with me.
Well, I'm working, to be fair.
Bella is working, but she will be there more often.
Yep.
So that's our second loop. We're going to do 3 loops. One thing I would like to caution you on with this type of ribbon is that it's very thick. And that can be used to an advantage as well as a disadvantage. The advantage is that it holds its shape unlike any other ribbon. The disadvantage is the more loops you have, the more thick your bow is going to be. And I don't just mean, you know, thick like this. I mean, by compressing it, it becomes more and more difficult. So something like this, I wouldn't recommend to be, you know, a tree topper type bow. This would definitely work, you know, in any type of wreath, of course. The other ribbons here, all of the 50-yard spools would work great as tree toppers. But this is a little bit thick for a tree topper. But as you can see, in a design like this is going to be the perfect bow. All right, so now that we have all of our loops in place, 3 loops of each color with 2 tails on each loop that are about 6 to 8 inches. The loop themselves are about 3. I always like to just give you guys an estimate. You know, if I say 3-inch loops, you could do 2.5 to 5 inches, depending on how big you want to make it. So the Bowdabra does come with a wand, and this gets probably no use at all for me. For a lot of people, it is very, very helpful by compressing, you know, a lot of loops, and lots of designers actually use a lot more ribbon than I do. I seem to like my bows to be a little bit thinner, a little less full than a lot of designers, but if you're doing a tree topper or a bow with 6 or 7 different ribbons, which a lot of people do, this would definitely become very handy to compress your ribbons down. And as you can see, it works perfectly. But I never really fill this up all the way. You know, I get a lot of crap for that, you guys, that I don't use a whole lot of ribbons. This is definitely my color scheme and, you know, texture-wise. I don't like ribbons to really have sayings on them or anything super duper fancy. That is all Dad and Yaya.
Oh, yeah, for
right?
sure.
Yaya likes the words too, but Dad especially. Dad loves things that have like 50 different sayings on each ribbon, so.
Yeah, Denise would love a tour. Beverly.
Awesome. Yeah, let us know.
Edna says the new place is amazing.
Thank you. So it's a work in progress. But what I'm doing now is I'm just dovetailing all of these tails, fold your ribbons in half, cut from the middle out towards the wired edge.
Joyce would like to know how do I get to the website for the supplies?
So you guys can be ordering all of these ribbons through our affiliate link down below. These ribbons are actually available through Bowdabra, this ribbon collection, and the Bowdabra. If you're interested in, you know, picks and greenery and all of that good stuff, you can purchase them from our site, nixseasonaldecor.com. And also, we get a lot of questions asked about our glue skillet. And in case you're not watching the live or the replay, or no, you watched it, but then you can't find it again, you can always just go to nixseasonaldecor.com. Under blog posts, we have all of the Bowdabras listed with our links there. So if you can't find the link, you can always just head to the website. And we have the links for the glue skillet and the Bowdabra and the wire and all of that. All right, so got to dovetail a couple more. Just wanted to fluff it out quickly because I'm really a huge fan of these ribbons. Look, doesn't this look like a pumpkin?
It does.
It kind of looks like a pumpkin, you guys. And what we could have done, maybe we'll try that next. What do you guys think? Should we just do green tails on the bottom and then make the bow portion orange? That would really look like a pumpkin,
yeah, that would
right?
look awesome.
Maybe we'll try that.
What do you guys think?
I remember last year we made a poinsettia using this particular ribbon, just the summer collection, I believe. And it turned out really pretty. So let's just fluff this out again. Make sure we didn't miss any tails. What a beautiful bow. Look at that.
Ooh,
what do you guys think?
I love that.
You love that, Bella?
Yeah.
So for those of you just tuning in, if you would like to receive alerts when we are live here in Bowdabra, be sure to text me at 978-396-9150. We are live on Bowdabra each and every Monday at 7 Eastern, but if you're like me and you need that reminder or that push, we send direct links when we go live. We always text you. So that is that bow. I think that turned out really pretty, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so that's the first bow. How are we doing on time?
15 minutes left.
Okay, so let's actually get started on our wreath. So I threw a few flowers and greenery together, this right here, and now what we can do is decide which ribbon we want to use with it. So we have, of course, a couple different options. I think this one's very pretty. You guys like that with it? Or do you like, this one would work as well. I like this one more.
I like that one better, yeah.
Let's work with this. So we're going to do a traditional bow using this ribbon. So we'll just cut our tails really long, place those to the side. Now we got to cut a length of our wire.
Sue loves getting your alerts.
Awesome, Sue. I think they're incredibly helpful. And, you know, like I say, we always appreciate your feedback. You know, I think by sending a text, it's a lot easier to access you guys than relying on notifications through Facebook and whatnot. Sometimes it's unpredictable.
They don't always come through.
They don't always come through, and sometimes when they do, it doesn't work. So at least a text, you know, we all have our phones on us all the time. So we'll just take these tails, place them in, and like I said, we're going to do a traditional bow. So at this time in the year, I really love using this technique. I think it works wonders for most designs. Of course, you could work in a funky if you wanted to. But we'll just place our ribbon in. See how we have an overhang, Belle?
Yeah.
Have a half an inch of an overhang. That way when you go to fluff your loops, you don't pull it out and you lose your bow.
What is that called again?
Ribbon?
Yeah, the overhang. Isn't there a certain word for it?
I think you're thinking of the button loop.
Yeah, the button. That's what I'm thinking of. Oh my god,
No,
that's what I'm thinking of.
I knew what you were thinking of. But no, an overhang is just a little extra piece of ribbon. That way it doesn't come, crashing out. So now what we'll do is we'll create a bunch of loops about 3 to 4 inches. We don't need this bow to be massive.
Cheryl loves the checkered ribbon. Me too.
Isn't that pretty? Very pretty. So I'll create a bunch of these loops.
Brenda says she got her text and the green and orange bow is gorgeous.
Yeah, I like that one too. Next week, what we'll do, and hopefully it will definitely be in the shop by next Monday, but what I think we'll do, and let me know, like I said, feedback. I think I want to try with just the green on the bottom, and maybe instead of dovetailing, we've all had that oops where we kind of do the opposite of dovetailing, where we create that point. Maybe we'll do that purposely, and then add just the orange up top. I think that would look, a lot like a pumpkin. So let me know what you guys think of that, and if you think that's a good idea.
Angela wants to know, does that ribbon have a shimmer to it?
This does not. This is very muted, and this just looks very old-timey country to me.
Yeah, it does.
Right? Like a old-timey, fall country type of ribbon, which is really, really pretty. So that's 4 loops on this side. How many do we got on that side? We got 4 on that side. So what we can do now is we'll just snip it off. I counted on either side just to give you guys, a count, because I know lots of you guys like exact measurements. But in all honesty, if I was just making this bow without recording, I wouldn't measure. I would just kind of look at it and say, that looks like enough loops. And typically, it always works out in the end anyway. So very rarely do I say, oh, I wish I added a lot more loops, because I usually have an intent in my head of what I want to create, and we kind of just estimate. And if we didn't add enough loops, we could always work in more flowers and greenery to kind of compensate for that. So never be too worried, you guys. Your bows will turn out just beautiful. Most important step with bow making is what, Bella? What's the most important step with bow making?
Most important step?
Yes.
Make sure it's tight.
No. That's very important too, because
It'll fall apart.
At that point, your whole bow would fall apart, Bella. So that's not just... That's like a necessity. You have to make that tight.
Fluffing.
Fluffing.
It came to me a little late.
Came to you a little late.
Put me on the spot.
Are you kidding me, you guys?
We have a question here. Are you twisting after every loop you add?
So yes, I am reversing the ribbon, and we'll show you guys kind of a close-up with the next bow. And that's just for the integrity of your bow. It really makes sure that all of the loops are contained and they hold their shape. I've always done it since day one, and for a ribbon like this, either side is the same. It's not going to matter. But getting into the habit of things, you guys, is another important thing, because, when you follow a strategy time after time, what ends up happening is that, it just becomes second nature. We've said that word before, and you don't even think about it in the end. So when you start on the right track, your bows will always look great. So always make sure you're twisting that ribbon, whether it needs it or not. Just to kind of form that habit. So I'm just taking the wire, securing it to my grapevine, and since we tied it in the front, it makes it easy to cut off the extra wire.
Patsy says fluff, and fluff some more.
That's right, Patsy. Doesn't matter the quality of the ribbon, fluffing is extremely important, and without it, you're not going to have a good bow. Honestly, you're not going to have a good bow. So just spend those extra few minutes. That's why we deal with wired ribbon, is because it holds its shape really nicely. And here we only have 4 loops on either side. So we used maybe, I'd say 3.5 yards of this ribbon. And it's a 50-yard spool. So a little really does go a long way. So up next, we're going to start with these right here.
Janice wants to know, are you going to continue doing your lives at home or at your new warehouse?
Great question, Janice. So 90%, the majority of times, will be at the new warehouse. However, being in Massachusetts, we have crazy winters here. Haven't happened in a few years, but everybody knows when you think it's going to be a mild winter, even though they've said it's going to be mild every year, it seems to get crazy. So I think, personally speaking, I don't know what the Farmer's Almanac says this year, but I believe it's going to be a crazy winter. So with that being said, don't kiss you know, the basement goodbye. We will still be down here occasionally. And if I'm feeling lazy or if I'm not feeling, you know, like going there, we still can film here. So we'll still have this set up here. The only difference is that there will be nothing around me. So, you know, we'll just bring the supplies from the warehouse here and film if need be. So it's not going to be all the time, but I can promise you at least several days this year we'll be back here. Right, Belle?
Yep.
So these berries came from Michael's. They're just left over. We're going to put them to use. Work some in. But who's enjoying us on Bowdabra? By a show of hands, do you like seeing these tutorials each and every Monday? I would love to hear your feedback. I mean, if we just had a bunch of these, Belle, I think that would be pretty all on its own, right?
I know.
I don't think you need to add anything else if we had more. At the amount I have, I don't think is enough, but if we had a lot more, this would look really,
Actually,
really
that
pretty.
would look awesome. Like
Right?
that.
Just
Yeah.
these berries, nothing but berries.
See, it doesn't take much,
It
guys.
doesn't take much. Bella's right.
Rosemary says, love this.
Thank you, Rosemary.
Gloria says yes to watching you on Bowdabra.
Awesome. So don't forget, Bowdabra is giving away a free roll of ribbon tonight. All you have to do is just let us know. That's it. Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
That's right. All right. Our final berry spray.
Bobby says, love them. Melody loves your tutorials.
Thank you both. Oh, that didn't even go in. So I'll just hold it like this and place our final berry spray behind the bow. So that's what it looks like with a few berries. And that's not enough for me. So we're going to come back in with a few more things. We could just work in these. Let's work in these first before we work in the other bush. So for these, all we have to do is just cut our stems off. How are we doing on time?
Let's see, 8 minutes.
Okay. I want to make sure to squeeze in at least one more bow after this. So you can take this sunflower, place it here.
Karen loves these colors. Me too.
Right? Look at these sunflowers too.
Those
by
are
the
so
way, guys.
pretty.
We've used these a whole lot in the exclusive Wreath community lately, just because they're one of my favorites. I personally love the look of smaller headed flowers. Of course, we use full-size blooms, but I think there's nothing quite like dealing with, you know, smaller blooms like these. I think they look really pretty, and they don't look bulky. I don't like when designs look bulky. That's probably my biggest pet peeve. I definitely prefer, you know, smaller textures like this. We'll take this bloom, work it above the bow. Right there. And we have 2 more. Place that one there. And our final one we'll place here. So now we can decide, should we work in that other spray I have?
Ooh. Sandra wants to know, what size wreaths do you prefer? I would love a roll of ribbon.
So prefer is a very difficult one because it changes for me, right? So I was on a huge 14-inch kick for a long time, and we've kind of went back to 18-inch for the time being. And I'm sure I will start loving using 14-inch, you know, not that I haven't, but, you know, all the time again like we did. So it just changes, like my mentality. It changes constantly. So right now I'm loving using 18-inch again. But this is an 18-inch, and we do sell grapevines at nicksseasonaldecor.com. We currently have 14-inch and 18-inch in stock. Alex listed the 18s yesterday, and they're going fast. We've got a lot of grapevines going out, and I love them. So here we have this wreath. What do you think?
I love that. Karen says, I just love how the bows turn out.
Thank you. Do we need this?
What do you guys think? I don't know. I kind of like,
the orange in this. I think I just like this mustardy yellow.
I like the way it is.
All right, so that's a simple wreath. We dovetail the ends. So what we're going to do now is make another bow. So the next bow, let's use our mini Bowdabra. That way we can get at least one tutorial in using the mini. So we'll cut a length of wire. Place it here. And let's see what we can create using... Let's use the non-wired. So we'll cut 2 tails. Right? Oh, is it wired? Oh, it is wired. A very thin gauged wire. See how it holds its shape?
Yeah.
So even better for us. Place your ribbon into the Bowdabra, the mini. And you guys, like I said, can order those through our affiliate link down below.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying love it the way it is.
Place your ribbon in. And this would be perfect on a wine bottle because it kind of looks like wine, the color, right?
It does. That's my favorite. Maroon is my favorite
And
color.
it's got this iridescent look to it. It's a very pretty ribbon. Come back in with another loop.
Perfect the way it is, like it as is. Beautiful.
Thank you, guys. So that's 2 loops. Let's do 4 loops. Or should we see how many loops we can make? What do you
We
think?
have the winner for the scrunchy ribbon, Kim Downs. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Kim. Be sure to send Bowdabra a Facebook message. That way they can send out your choice of red, silver, or gold scrunchy ribbon. And don't forget, each and every Monday we're live. Bowdabra does give away a free roll of scrunchy ribbon. All you have to do is just let us know. Okay, so what I decided to do, I made the executive decision of adding as many loops as possible. That way you guys can kind of gauge, you know, which size Bowdabra you want. Or if you want both, you can get both too.
What are we at, 4 or 5 right now?
A lot. So we have, I don't know, plenty. That's enough. Snip it off. So this is going to be a very full bow. So that ribbon ended up being wired. It's a very thin gauged wire, which means it'll kind of look a lot more organic. So that's what these ribbons kind of look like, a lot more organic, kind of free-flowing. So if the wind was blowing, unlike wired ribbon, which would look a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for, Bella?
What was that?
Never mind. This ribbon right here, you know, flowing in the wind, it kind of has that little, that flow to it versus...
Wispy?
Wispy. The wired ribbon, still wispy, but not wispy like this. So let's tie it off and then see what we got. So before we do anything, I'm going to actually cut our tails at an angle. I think this ribbon would look pretty just cut at an angle. So it's easy as that. So just take your scissors, snip them across. And there's this bow.
That's beautiful, little bow.
So what we're going to do, pull your tails down and fluff it out. So it holds its shape really nicely. Look at that. Fluff every loop.
Fluff, fluff, fluff.
Fluff, most important step, you guys. I say that for a reason. That's how you create beautiful bows. And as always, we will take pictures of all of our bows that we design here on Bowdabra. And then Bowdabra does post them on Instagram, Facebook, I believe their Pinterest as well, and their YouTube.
Beautiful.
That's a pretty ribbon.
That is.
So
I love that
imagine
color.
getting a bottle of like Merlot or something and having this attached to it. Perfect, right? And your friends and family, whether they like the wine or not, you can buy them a $2 bottle of wine and stick this on it, and it immediately looks a lot more expensive. It might not taste more expensive, but it'll look more expensive. So how are we doing on time? Do we have time for one more bow?
We got 2 more minutes.
We got 2 more minutes. So let's do a quick other mini little bow. So we'll take our wire, snip it off. So what I do with my wire is I just take it and I place it in that slit right on top. Let's get up closer, Bo. Right on up top, right here. Just put it right through. Tuck it underneath. And then we can come back in. Let's use that yellow ribbon that I've just been itching to use. That beautiful yellow. And for this, I'm trying to think of what I want to do. So we'll cut tails first. Cut a tail. Place it inside. Take your ribbon. Again, a little bit of an overhang. This is like a 1/2 inch. We'll create 3 loops. A little bit bigger. On either side. And I like to rotate my Bowdabra instead of my hands. I know lots of designers love to rotate their hands or their ribbons. I rotate my Bowdabra. But you're going to have to figure out what works best for you. We all use tools differently. And it might be easier for you to rotate your Bowdabra, your hands and your ribbons than what I do. So just kind of get a feel for your products. And that goes with everything. Your rotary cutter, your scissors, your glue skillet. We've all got to kind of master them ourselves. So there's our 3rd loop.
Wanda loves yellow. Well, this is for you.
Yes, Wanda, this is for you. Then we can come back in with 2 more smaller loops on either side. These only have to be about 1 inch. Really compress it in there. Our 2nd smaller loop. And then Bella, what's the final loop?
The button?
The button loop, yes. Which only has to be about an inch. That's it, not even. Half an inch. Take your wires out. Pull them through. Tie it off. And then we can tie from behind. So we created 1, 2, 3, 4 different bows, I believe. So we'll tie. Give it 2 ties. Pull your tails down. Fluff those loops out.
Are you twisting the ribbon?
I am twisting the. What do you mean by twisting? Yeah, if it's what I think you mean, which is just mean reversing the ribbon like we talked about earlier. Yes, I'm doing the same thing. This is a wired ribbon, so it holds its shape.
Yeah, Sandy says if the ribbon is two-sided, you have to twist each loop.
I still recommend getting into the habit of that. And that's that bow. Look at that. That turned out pretty.
Very pretty.
Right? So here is that bow. This one's kind of unusual. It's got 5 loops up top. I think I missed one. But it looks really pretty nonetheless. So our last bow, followed by our second to last bow. This beautiful maroon. Very pretty. And then our wreath, right? I think that's
And the orange and green one right there.
Oh, and the orange and green one. So here's the wreath. You could add as much or as little as you want. It's totally up to your taste. And then our final bow, or our first bow, which I want to do something different with next week. So stay tuned. So thank you all so much for watching. I'm Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor. You are watching me on Bowdabra. As I've said before, we are live each and every Monday at 7 Eastern. If you want to be added to our texting program, just send me a text at 978-396-9150. That way we can set a text alert out as soon as we go live so you never miss any of our shows. You guys can order all of these products down below in our affiliate link for Bowdabra. You guys can order those. And be sure to join Nick's Seasonal Decor crafting community and the Bowdabra fan gallery. So thank you guys so much. I love you all. Thank you for the support. And start making bows. Right, Belle?
Yep.
Gotta make a lot of bows. Fall and Christmas is right around the corner. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.